Good morning, everyone. In this time, I will give you my devotion for today. So, for today's devotion titled "A Better View." So, I once got a story from my mom. She said that when she was a little kid, she said that she really loved climbing trees, and because she really loved that, then she used to climb like almost like every day after she went home from school, after she went home from extra classes and so on. And so I asked my mom, what is the most enjoyable things that you climb when you climb trees. And she said that there are some purpose why she wanted to climb trees. The first one is actually she wanted to pick up the fruit, because there were so many fruits that can grow fruits. There are so many trees that can grow fruits. One of them is actually like mangoes. And then after that, because she was afraid of dogs, and I think she's also afraid of dogs until now, she ran away from dogs by climbing that trees. So that is the reason why she climbed the trees. And then after that, she wanted to felt the breathing wind, because in her hometown, the weather was very, very hot, and she really hated that hot weather. And after that, she also wanted to see the village view from the top of the trees. That is the reason why she wanted to climb the trees. And then the most interesting thing about climbing trees is the higher she climbed, the more she could see the view of her hometown. And then it will give a new experience. It would give a new experience to her, that she will get like a very good panorama, a very good atmosphere of her hometown. That is some of the purposes why she enjoyed climbing trees. And then after that, when you try to climb trees, you realize that you need to try so hard to step on a branch until you felt that it is not at the time to stop, until you felt that it is actually like bent under your weight. And then you know that the climbing trees is actually one of the dangerous activities that you can do. And so, talking about the climbing trees, I remember about a person from the Bible. It is actually about Zacchaeus. The whole story of Zacchaeus can be seen on Luke 19, verse 1 until 10. So you know that Zacchaeus was a very wealthy man, and he was a chief of publicans. And at that time, when Jesus went to a city called as Jericho, Zacchaeus wanted to see what Jesus looks like and what Jesus did, or something like that. He was very curious about Jesus. And then after that, you know that Zacchaeus itself, he was very short, and he has a very short stature. And so you can see on Luke 19 verse 3, he said, and he sought to see Jesus who he was, and could not for the press, because he was little of stature. And so you know that there were so many crowded people there, and Zacchaeus wanted to see Jesus, but he couldn't see him because he was very short. And one most interesting thing that Zacchaeus did at that time is actually, hello.
Oh, do you know what Miss Dia is?
Miss Dia.
Yeah.
Miss Dia is actually there.
Like that.
Yes, that one.
Thank you.
Yep. And so, even though he's actually very short, I mean, like, even though he is actually has a very short stature, he didn't stop himself from seeing Jesus. Yes, so he set aside his dignity, and probably he ignored his safety, and then he tried so hard to climb a fig tree in that city. And then after that, from that fig tree, you can see the big view of Jericho. And then after that, he could see what Jesus were doing at that time. And so after that, luckily, his plan worked. And you can see that Jesus looked up to him, and then Jesus said that he wanted to come to his place. And then after that, in verse 5, he said, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must abide at thy house. And so it is, if we translate those words, it means that Jesus want to meet Zacchaeus at his house, and he wanted to go to Zacchaeus' house, and then after that he want to stay at his house, something like that. It is something similar to that. And after that moment, his life was changed. Oh, before that, you know that Jesus' decision was actually pretty make people a little bit mad, because people said, why Jesus need to go to a sinner's house or something like that. So people was mad and murmured. It is written that in the Bible like that, murmured. And so at that moment, Zacchaeus' life was changed a lot, and he said that his half will be given to the poor, and then those who have accused falsely will restore them 4 times, like will restore them like fourfold. It means that if they were accused false once times or something like that, then it will change into 4 times bigger than the previous one, something like that. And so other than that, Zacchaeus also received salvation from Jesus. In verse 9 it said, this day is salvation come to this house, for so much as he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man is come to seek and to save that which was lost. So that is the point where Zacchaeus was given the salvation. And so from this Zacchaeus story, you can see that there are so many things that can happen around us that may prevent us from seeing Jesus. For example, like pride, anxiety, and then hunger. Pride can blind us from seeing Him, and other than that, anxiety also keeps us from knowing Him. And hunger hunger for money, and then after that for other worldly stuff can also prevent us from seeing Him as the true bread of life, as the true source of satisfaction. Jesus himself has already told in John 6:48 that I am that bread of life. And so I really believe that from this devotion I can believe that any sincere effort that we can do to get closer to Him will have a very good result, because in Hebrew 11 verse 6 it is actually written, but without faith it is impossible to please Him, for he that cometh to God must believe that He is, and that He is a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. So I believe that from this verse, I believe that God will reward any of you, any of these teachers. God will reward all of these people who earnestly, diligently, and enthusiastically seek Him. That's all my devotion for today. Let's pray.